Speaking of lame Jones, you like my segue there. Vice President Kamala Harris traveled down to Guatemala, and what was her first out-of-state visit as vice president? And you know, guys, Kamala Harris is a lot of firsts in this role. She is obviously the first woman to be elected vice president. She is the first South Asian / Black person, any person of color, actually, to hold the second most important seat in the United States government, right? But, you know, Kamala didn't go and enter these lofted spaces saying fight the power. Absolutely not. Kamala said, no, I will use the power to fight the people. So that's why she was obviously California's top cop for a while, right? Proud to be the top cop of California. So, you know, Kamala is not afraid to toe the imperialist line, right? In fact, that is almost her specialty. That is something that she has promised to do in every single role, every single elected office that she has held. She has promised to basically uphold the status quo of white supremacy and allowing herself to be the brown face to represent that, to satisfy the representation quota of things, right? People screaming about representation. Well, there you go. You got Kamala. Are you happy? Is she a good representative for our values and for the freedom and progress of our people? Absolutely not. So anyway, in her first role as second imperialist in chief, Kamala Harris went down to Guatemala and told the people of Guatemala that they need to stay put, that they should not come to immigrate to the United States. And guys, I just want to be clear that had Mike Pence gone to Guatemala and said those exact same things, people on the left and other Democrats would be losing their shit. And I understand that some Democrats came out critical of Kamala Harris, but not en masse as it would have been had it been Trump or one of his surrogates, right? So I want us to take a look at Kamala's comments. But before we take a look at Kamala's comments, we're going to take a gander back in the not so distant past of a scene in Oakland, California, where then Senator Kamala Harris made her announcement that she intends to run for president. And as is typical for most politicians, but Kamala specifically, Kamala liked to reference her, I guess, her humble roots. And for people who probably know this already, everyone should fucking know this. Kamala is the daughter of immigrants, right? So it was really rich for the daughter of immigrants to go to another country where the United States foreign policy has created so much destabilization. The United States climate policy, or lack thereof, has enabled climate disasters to impact this region of Central America, where shit is so desperate and dire for these people that they are willing to risk life and limb literally in order to set foot in this country for a better life for not only for themselves, but for their children. Even sending young babies up that vicious route from Central America, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Guatemala, you know what I'm saying? So the kids can have something better. And Kamala Harris went down there as a daughter of immigrants and told them, no, sorry, that was for my parents only. So I'm just going to pull this ladder up behind me so the rest of you peasants can stay put here in Guatemala and you get what you get. I mean, so ridiculous. Anyway, first video we're going to see is from Kamala's campaign kickoff. Right. We know how that campaign went. She had to suspend her campaign. And the only reason she's in office now is because Joe Biden, that nigga Joe Biden needed a nigga with qualifications like Kamala's. Right. Anyway. And then we're going to see her extremely hurtful, tone deaf, callous, cold, not give a fuck comments that she said to the people of Guatemala. Tunde, if we could take a look at that, please.
And it was just a few miles away that my parents first met as graduate students at UC Berkeley. where they were active in the civil rights movement. And they were born half a world apart from each other. My father, Donald, came from Jamaica to study economics. My mother, Shamala, came from India to study the science of fighting disease. They came here in pursuit of more than just knowledge. Like so many others, they came in pursuit of a dream. And that dream was a dream for themselves, for me, and for my sister Maya. I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come. The United States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our border. There are legal methods by which migration can and should occur. But we, as one of our priorities, will discourage illegal migration. And I believe if you come to our border, you will be turned back.
You know who they should have turned back? Kamala Harris, your mama and daddy. They should have turned them Bamas all the way back, because if you was going to come here, or your parents came here to this country in order to provide a better life, not only provide a better life, but to get themselves highly educated, highly organized, and participating in the civil rights movement, just for their daughter to get up there and go to Guatemala and tell people who are being ravaged right now by gang violence, economic violence, environmental injustice, to tell them people to do not come after you sat there and said about how your parents had a dream. These people in Guatemala don't have dreams. Oh, they not entitled to their dreams. And you know what, y'all? And listen, let me just be clear here. I am not an attorney. I do not give legal advice. I am not super well versed when it comes to immigration law. However, my cursory understanding about asylum seekers is that if you're seeking asylum and you can get here, you can just come on in, right? Now you got to file papers, if I'm not mistaken. Now, listen, I did some YouTube Googling on this topic, and I found an immigration attorney whose name is, hold on, let me get it. This is from the law firm of Momita Rahman, and I believe she is an immigration attorney based in the New York area. And first of all, if you go on YouTube, there are immigration attorneys everywhere. They have advice, they have call-in shows. I mean, people are really putting up a lot of effort and resources in order to get to this country, right? And even if they don't have resources, god damn, if you make it all the way from Guatemala or Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, dog, I mean, really, you should get a prize for making it in this country. Like, there should be a house waiting for you and a job waiting for you, right? There should be some sort of grand reward for you for risking life and limb in order to come to this country. And truth be told, a lot of the shit that people are complaining about, particularly conservatives, particularly when it comes to not being able to fill areas of jobs right now, you know, an immigrant workforce would probably be very happy to accommodate those assholes, right? But these dickheads are too busy being racist to understand that immigrants could really solve a lot of their labor problems. But that is a whole nother story. But I want to get back to what Kamala Harris was saying about there are legal ways of immigration, right? Well, asylum seeking is a legal way of immigration. And I want us to, like I said, take a listen from this clip from this attorney, Momita Rahman. And this is what this attorney had to say about the asylum seeking process.
So, how do you qualify for asylum? The root of asylum is the fact that you fear going back to your home country because you fear being persecuted. And what does persecution mean? Persecution means that you are being targeted, being hunted, being hurt because of something about you or your beliefs that you cannot change or that you're unwilling to change. You qualify for asylum if you fear going back to your home country because either your government or somebody inside your country that your government cannot or will not control is wanting to hurt you because of your race, religion, ethnicity, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a particular social group. These are the grounds upon which you can seek asylum here in the US. It is very important to note that if you are a dual national or you have citizenship in multiple countries, then you may not qualify for asylum here in the US because in the eyes of the government, you can easily go move to the other country. Also, it is important to note that you have to show that you cannot go anywhere else inside your country or that relocating to a different part of your country is just not possible or reasonable. It is also very important to note that your fear of getting hurt because one of these grounds can come from something that has already happened in the past or something that you fear happening in the future. Again, the harm that you will suffer must either come from your own government or it must occur because the government is not able or not willing to protect you from other persons or groups inside your country that want to harm you because of these same things. So last, how can you apply for asylum? It is very important to note that if you qualify for asylum or if you believe that you need asylum, you must adhere to the strict 1-year deadline. This 1-year rule means that from the date that you step foot into the US, you must file for asylum within 1 year.
Again, that video was from the law firm of Momita Rahman. And again, don't take that as legal advice. Anybody who is seeking immigration law information, you got to talk to a lawyer in person, et cetera, et cetera. Let me just get those disclaimers out the way. But y'all, Kamala Harris is wrong. If you are seeking asylum, you can come here right now. I know coming across the southern border, or even better idea, coming across the northern border is much simpler than simply boarding an airplane from parts way far away on other sides of the hemisphere and trying to establish some sort of asylum claim in the United States. Howsoever, they are not supposed to be turning people away at the border, right? And if you make it here, like I said, God damn it, you deserve a prize. You don't deserve to go to jail. You deserve a reward. And Kamala Harris is simply taking the Biden-Harris administration is just picking up where the Obama people left off. And Trump, of course, in the middle, who made things somehow more terrible than Obama, who had already made things pretty bad, right, for undocumented people here in this country. So another example, guys, we do a whole show about how Obama was an op. Well, Kamala is of that same op class as Barack Obama. These black people with these big, huge political aspirations who don't care how many black or brown or downtrodden or poor people that they step on or fuck over in the interim, just to get to that next level. And again, it's really rich for Kamala as the daughter of immigrants to tell people who are in a much dire situation than I would imagine her parents were, coming from Jamaica and India, respectively, in the, I guess, 50s. You can't even compare to what people in Guatemala and Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador are experiencing right now. Between the gender violence, women and girls being targeted for rape, to boys being targeted for gang recruitment, to our lesbian and gay and trans brothers and sisters down there who are targeted for violence because of their sexual orientation or their gender identity. Tell me how Biden-Harris is different than Trump on this issue of immigration. Is there a difference? Can someone point it out? Has Joe Biden let the children out of the cages? A couple, right? A few. It's just disappointing. And again, I feel even in a position of like, really, Kim, you're disappointed? I mean, no, I guess disappointed is the wrong word. So maybe I need to come up with a different word, because disappointed ain't it. But the fact that Kamala would so willingly go down there and tote the white man's imperialist script. And I'm sorry, I can't say it no other way than the white man's imperialism script, right? Even when Barry was president, Barry was absolutely going around the world quoting the white man's imperialism script. And it's so fucked up to see it come out of a black face, especially a black face who claimed to listen to Public Enemy when she was at Howard University. I'm so sick of these people. Right. Cryptician says, no, Kim, no difference. Yes. Troy Hill. Thank you very much for your $4, Pimpin'. Troy Hill is from Texas, y'all. He leaves it on every comment, on every video that he comments on. Troy lets me know that he is repping Bedford, Texas. Thank you so much, Troy, for your support. Cryptician, I couldn't agree with y'all more. Big Teal says the only difference is that there are more kids in cages and Trump didn't make visits. Well, there is that. I can't disagree with that, y'all. And, you know, I thought we were voting for the lesser of two evils. I thought we were voting for harm reduction. I'm not suggesting that we should have kept Trump, a whole raptor, in office for another 4 years. No. But as some people pointed out, one thing that I omitted from my Obama is Up segment was how Obama made the call to undermine the campaign of Bernie Sanders, right? Like that was just all Obama, right? Was it not? Anyway,